crazy.
Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today, we got the whole crew in the building. We got the boy, the Jerron. We got DC and got Steven in the back running things like always, man. Gentlemen, draft day is over. We had 3 days. Day one, the first round. Day two, round 2s and 3s. And day three was the rounds 4, 5, and 6 and 7. All down. Basically, we're good to go now. Teams picked the players they wanted to pick. Players, there were some players that got some days, had to wait for days, unfortunately, man. But there was some steals. There was some more picks. But you know what, guys? We're here to talk about it. Overall, DC, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Not bad at all, Fredo. Like you said, there are people that slid that we wasn't expecting to slide, and some people drafted higher than we thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
But overall, not a bad draft. There are some teams that got some players that are going to make an impact on these teams this year. Yeah. You'll see the difference in some of these teams. Some of them maybe 3 or 4 games. With the way they drafted and with the needs, and they got everything that they needed in the draft. So I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Yep, absolutely. Jay, same question to you, man. What are your thoughts overall on this year's draft, man?
It was pretty entertaining overall. Of course, we had the Shador thing, when he was going to go. We had controversy. We had ups and downs. We had surprise picks. There's really good players that lasted to the 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised to see a lot of these names falling for various reasons. But overall, for a class that wasn't special, none of these cats are special outside of the Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. Everybody else is, They're good players, but they're not. We didn't have a Julio Jones or Jamar Chase in this class, so it was entertaining to see how teams built their team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave us a lot of clues of what they think about their team or how they were going to go forward. So overall, I had an enjoyable time through the whole process.
Yeah. Speaking about that, man, if y'all didn't tune into a live reaction during the draft, the video is already up. But if you were attending to our live draft, the live stream, man, thank y'all so much for the support. Hopefully we could do that with future projects down the road, maybe with fantasy football, another draft next year. Who knows? Maybe next year we could stream some games like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
we're going to continue to improve the product.
Yeah.
And I know it was a little dark in some spots. Steven was complaining about it earlier.
Yeah.
Steven's a perfectionist, but overall, we're gonna keep getting better.
Yeah, and like we say, and mind you, already the weather that day, the traffic that day, getting there. It took me an hour to get to that place, and that place literally, without the traffic, is 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that lets you know that day, man, the weather did not help. But we made it though, man. Better late than never. But first time, not everything can be perfect, but we learn from our mistake. But we're going to move on. Now we're going to talk about today. So the breakdown we're going to have today is we're going to go division by division. We're going to have the North AFC and the North AFC, and we're going to talk about it like that. We're going to break it down for y'all. So let's start off in the AFC side, and let's start with the Ravens. So overall, we're going to go down, and I'm going to give y'all the grade, and I'm going to give y'all the grade from PFF. Okay. What they recommend, and let's see what y'all agree, and y'all let me know which players you want to talk about from that certain team. All right, so overall right now, the Baltimore Ravens will give a solid A for their grade. DC, do you agree with that?
A. I would probably give it a B+, but I really did like the Mike Green pick. In the start, they got 2 dogs out of the gate, and Mike Green fell to him. the Ravens are one of those organizations that they've taken chances on players with characters, and I think this one right here is really going to pay off for them in the long run. So I give them a B plus.
Okay. Jay, how about you, man?
I give them a B plus. Also, the first 2 picks out the gate, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, were their ones. After that, they went in the trenches pretty much. They got a bunch of tackles, bunch of DTs. They got a couple. They got a wide receiver that's nothing special. So around a B is good. The only thing they got to do is keep Mike Green and Justin Tucker out of them spas, because they touchy feely kind of guys. It seems like. So Mike Green dropped because of character, or he would have been a first round pick. So they got 2 first round picks out of the 2 first picks. So I end up giving them a B because the rest of their draft was eh.
Yeah. I also give him a B as well. Speaking about Justin Tucker, the Ravens drafted a kicker.
Yep, Tyler Loop, just in case.
Yeah. So they don't know how his future's looking like also within the Ravens, man. But yeah,
get his freaky ass out of here.
Hey, man. I mean, you were so good. You were there for so many years, man. But causing many problems, man. You see stuff like that happen. On to the next team, gentlemen. Next team, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. The grade that they were given, according to PFF, they got a solid C. DC, you agree with that, man?
That's just about right. I like they needed defensive help, and they went out there and got that because they don't know what the Hendrickson situation is going to look like going forward. But yeah, that sounds about good. So Shamar Stewart, it's okay. It's okay with me. Not bad at all.
All right. How about you, Jay?
I'm gonna give him a C minus. Shamar Stewart is unproven. If he came out the gate in college, he was a sack producer, and he had 6, 7, 8 sacks in college in a year, I would feel much better about this. But they could still lose Trey Hendrickson, and so they're gonna plug in Shamar Stewart, who is a project in a lot of respects. They need a out of the box cat like a Mike Green, who their rivals got, somebody who has pass rush moves. I mean I see why they got Shamar Stewart. I didn't like him as a fit. Demetrius Knight Knight Jr. was a reach for me in that draft. So C minus. I did like the Taj Brooks pick out of Texas Tech, but other than that, it was cool.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next team, man. Next team, we got the Cleveland Browns, man. Their grade was a C plus. Now I understand, man. Like they were like kind of in a questionable picks somehow, especially in the later rounds. But the first I want to say they traded out with that with those picks right there. But overall, I like their first pick. I'm not hating it. DC, how about you? What's your thoughts on this one, man?
They gave him a C. I'd give him a B because I liked the first 3 picks.
Yeah,
I really did. And they got my boy Harold Fannin. My head scratcher is Dylan Gabriel. If you're gonna do that, why you just didn't take Shador there? Why would you do that? You could have got somebody different if you know you had Shador in mind. And plus the value they got with Shador Sanders and where they got him at. So yeah, I'd give him a B for this draft.
Yeah. Okay. Jay, how about you, man? What are your thoughts on Cleveland?
I'll give him an A minus. Mason Graham, you can't go wrong with that.
That's right.
Schlesinger was the best real true linebacker.
Yes.
Judkins, I would have picked Travion Henderson over him, but I see what they wanted to do because they doubled back and got Dylan Sampson. Yeah. So they got their Thunder Lightning combination. Harold Fannin Jr. Every name outside the quarterbacks are good. If you flip Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, it's a A draft. Now we gotta talk about the Shador thing. How are y'all feeling? Was this a message to Shador, or did people just not like him as a prospect?
So, when we talked about this, man, when we talked about this, I want to say about 2-3 episodes ago, and we said, who's going to be in the first round, selected, not selected, and I said that I don't think he's going to be top 10 selected, and the fact is that he got drafted in the 4th round, right?
Fifth round.
5th round.
Fifth.
He got drafted in the 5th round. That is surprising to me. The fact that he didn't get drafted the first round, I was like, okay, maybe the NFL's trying to send a message. Then day 2 comes, didn't get drafted at all. I was like, all right, he has to go in the 4th round at
Yes.
least. Nope. It's like Cleveland picked their second quarterback. And I don't know. I feel like maybe the NFL kind of made them make that pick.
Somebody made him, but it wasn't the NFL.
I don't know. And then when you look at Cleveland, they didn't look too excited.
No.
When they got that pick.
Yeah, like,
I was like, man, I don't know. Like they might just got to steal, but who knows? Maybe everything that he did before that and the way that he was going, taking his meetings with his headphones on, music blasting, sunglasses and everything, man. Like you are your dad's son, Deion Sanders, but you don't have his talents, unfortunately, So, I think that was a message. So, DC, what are your thoughts, man?
Definitely a message. It's a couple of things that was going on here. First off, there's only 4 teams that really needed a quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, Titans took Ward first, so now you left with the Giants, probably the Raiders, and the Browns. So for him to slide, that's going to be part of it. I mean, you got a bunch of teams that's picking that don't need a quarterback.
Yep.
But and I also read something today where there was some owners just walked in the draft room and said, "Take him off the board." There was owners that said that, "Take him off our board." And it was part of the interview process. Well, he said that if you're not going to change your team whenever I get there, then I don't want to be a part of that. And that was it. This was the combine interview.
Yeah.
This wasn't no secret, and I think that's part of it. And they sent the message that nobody's bigger than the Shield. Nobody is bigger than the Shield. We've seen it with Kaepernick. That's why he's not in the league. We've seen guys that couldn't even hold his job, and he wasn't the best quarterback, get starting jobs, and he can't even get back in the league. So yeah, it's definitely a message. I hope he learned something from it. I know, not saying that he got to bow down to him, but I hope he learned something from it. And going forward, I mean, he got a chance to be a starter day 1 in Cleveland. So he just keep his head up. But there is a message that was sent, loud and clear for sure. And don't be surprised if the season don't go well if Deion the coach of the Browns a year from now. By this time next year, we talk about Deion coaching the Cleveland Browns if the season don't go well.
Yeah. So, to me, the reason why he got drafted there is because the owner. The owner, to me, I think he stepped in because, like you said, nobody in the draft room, liked the pick.
Right.
They all got, we got to pick it, yeah. But you can see on the screen that nobody was enthused. And they picked Dylan Gabriel. So I have two minds of thinking in this because we overestimated how good he was. Like you said, what was his record at
Like 14 and 13.
Yeah, 14-13, so barely over 500. He plays Madden ball in the pocket a lot, so we kind of overestimated his gifts. He doesn't have the strongest of arms. But once they picked Dylan Gabriel, I knew something was up. I knew something. It was some. I was like, come on, man. It's not collusion. Like it's not everybody sending a message to Shador. But when they picked Dylan Gabriel, I was like, nah, there's a problem here. I can understand Milrow, the Shuck Cat, but Dylan Gabriel couldn't hold his jockstrap this season, even though they had the number 1 team at one point at Oregon. But as a prospect, Shador was made much better. So I do like that. This might be an example to future prospects of how to engage in the draft, because the reports are that he blew off the interviews. Okay,
Yes.
All right. Well, that's a slap on the hand right there. Don't ever. If I'm a quarterback coming up next year, I'm taking every interview seriously. And pre-draft, he had 4 chances to work out. Well, five chances to work out, and he only worked out that pro day, right? So they had the Senior Bowl. He could have attended. He chose not to do that because he was too big. They had the Big 12 pro day. He chose not to do that because he was too big. They had the Shrine Bowl. Definitely not going to that thing. And then the combine. He didn't work out at the combine. So his arrogance got the hold of him. Now the message to the future prospects the NFL is showing is you better come up and earn this. This ain't given to you. So I do like that they're doing that because next year, every big prospect, I guarantee they're going to be throwing. Yeah. I guarantee you're going to see Archman at the combine slinging it to random receivers. Yeah. So I do like that point. But yeah, it was a message to him because Dylan Gabriel should not have gone ahead of him.
No, and like you were saying, Jay, he chose who he wanted to interview with.
Right.
He didn't just go to everybody. He said, I wanted you. You. Mm-hmm. You already eliminated 60% of the team.
Yep.
That's definitely not going to work. And another thing, when you see Cam Moore get drafted, he just looked like a plain old guy. Nothing, no baggage, nobody even really talked about that part. A few people said how he was dressed down. And then you got some of these other cats, him particularly, everywhere he goes.
Icy.
Everywhere he goes. It's a program. It is program everywhere he goes, man. And they watching that stuff, man. They gonna understand. They want to know if you're gonna put ball first. And now when he gets to Cleveland, I said he can start, but he still got to go earn it. He can't just walk in there and be like, "Hey, Joe Flacco, this is mine." Kenny Pickett's just sitting there. All of a sudden, it starts raining quarterbacks on his head.
Oh yeah, I know he's mad.
He's mad. He got to be real mad. Yeah. So we're gonna see. There's gonna be a real quarterback competition in Cleveland, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got 5 quarterbacks right now in that quarterback room. I want to say they got more quarterbacks than they do running backs right now.
More quarterbacks than legit wide receivers.
Yes, that too.
So that right there is just, there's going to put everybody in notice coming up and within the draft process, man. Like, remember, gentlemen, this is a process. This is a blessing, an opportunity, a privilege that you get to be in this main stage. Football is king in this country. We know that, man, especially in this country right here. You know how much revenue this business runs, this NFL business? Tons of money. Respect it. Because, hey, man, it can make you a poster child, or it could just throw you to the side of the road like they did Kaepernick, basically. And it's crazy because even Patrick Mahomes, the golden boy of the NFL, he said that Shador, when he got drafted, he said crazy. And that was, that's crazy that, he was still up there, but that's.
But again, next year, everybody better show up to the combine because to me, if he did the combine right, this never happened.
Exactly. Ain't no doubt. He wouldn't got past the second round.
Exactly.
Somebody he'd been taken way earlier than that.
Yep.
All right. On back to the grades, man. So we're back here, still in AFC South. Last team.
North.
Oh yeah, North. I'm sorry, because I'm wearing the hat. That's why. All right, the Steelers.
Get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, the Steelers. They're graded a B+. DC, do you agree with that?
I'll give them a B. I'm still, because they didn't come out of this thing with a quarterback for some reason, other than Will Howard, and I know there's no chance that he's going to be the starter. I don't even know why they did that. Once again, that's a wasted pick for me. But I did love the first 3 picks. I did love that, and they got rid of Najee and they brought Najee back in with Caleb Johnson. So the defensive tackle, he's going to do really well there. But yeah, for me, it's just B for them because they still ain't got a quarterback, and they must have a deal with Rodgers. They nobody. They got to have a deal with something. Kirk Cousins, it's got to be. How you just go walk into the season with this team and these quarterbacks? There must be some stuff that's behind the closed door we just ain't heard about, man.
All right, Jay, your thoughts?
I give it a B. Derek Harmon, good pick. Sad situation that he had to go through with his mother passing. But that was a good pick. Caleb Johnson, really good pick. Jack Sawyer, pretty good pick. I like that. The other ones, 5th, 6th, 7th round. Yaya Black, he could make the team. The other 3 probably ain't going to do anything. So I give it a B.
B. Okay. On to the next teams. Now we're going to the NFC North. Right. Let's start off with the Bears. So the Bears were given a B+. The Bears, man, to me, I think they made some good picks, man. Moving on to that, DC, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. That's good. Of course, that's 3 years in a row they have won the off season, but it still have to show up on the field. Yeah. But I like the picks they made. I like the Burton pick, but they already had receivers. They could have actually passed on him and did something different. But I like the player, so hopefully Brad Johnson can draw up something for him. But overall, yeah, that's a pretty good grade. And the Turner pick should work out for him too.
Okay, Jay, how about you, man?
I agree. B+. Colston Loveland was the surprise pick for them, but it was a pretty good pick. Shamar Turner pick was okay. I like the guy the Giants got 2 picks after him though. More. Luther Burton he's gonna make or break this class for him, because if he can be the 5-star projected top 15 pick that he came into this year, if he can do that next year or beyond in his first contract, he's going to be a really good pick for him. I don't know where he fits though.
Yes,
he's going to be a trick play monster and a schemed up monster coming up into his rookie season. But I give Johnson I give him the credit that he'll come up with a way to use them. So I give it a B+.
B+. All right. On to the next team. We have the Detroit Lions. Their grade was a B-. DC, agree with that?
For me, I give them a C+. I didn't really care much. I guess when you got everything just about, it's hard to get better. But for me, it was a basic draft C+ for me. I didn't mind actually the Ratledge deal. They got a guard, but other than that, it wasn't nothing really spectacular for me.
Okay. How about you, Jay?
I give it a C-. Tyleik Williams, really good, powerful DT, won the national championship last year. Isaac Tesla. This is the pick that got me confused, because I believe Jalen Noel was on the board for that the Texans took, and this guy is unproven. I think he had maybe 20-something catches his final season at Arkansas. I believe they traded up to get him. So it's just a weird pick. I give it a C. What did I say? C-.
C-.
Yeah. The rest of the picks are just guys, but what's going to make or break is that Isaac Tesla pick, because there were better receivers that they could have took. They must have fell in love with him during the process somehow, some way.
Okay. On to the next team, gentlemen. The Green Bay Packers. They're graded B-. DC, how do you feel about this one?
They don't. No, I'm gonna give them probably a C+ for this. The golden pick was okay for him, but man, they just didn't really do anything to excite me. The Savion Williams out of TCU. For me, that was a kind of a head scratcher. Yeah, where you took him at, but yeah, for me, it'll be about a C+.
C+. Okay. How about you, Jay?
Yeah, B- for me. Matthew Golden, really good pick. He's gonna help them downfield a lot, especially without the guy who's always hurt, Christian Watson. Yeah. Belton, the OT, I mean, that was a reach. Savion Williams, getting him as a gadget guy.
They already have him, Jaden Reed.
Right, they got Jaden Reed, and then this guy, he's more running back than receiver at this point. They don't have the room to get a Cordero Patterson type guy, and then the rest of the picks were just they missed on all the other picks. Baron Sorrell, he could turn into something, but to me, he's not athletic. He's not special in any way. I B-.
B-. All right. And I think if the Vikings didn't get, not the Vikings, if the Packers didn't get Golden, I think the Texans would have got him. I think once they saw, hey, they took the guard that we wanted, and the Cowboys took, and then it was like, oh, Golden's gone. All right, we just go trade back out. if it wasn't for that, I think Texans would have got him for sure at 25. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the next team, man. The Minnesota Vikings, man. They got a C minus. DC, you agree with that?
I'll give them a C. I love the first pick, but everything after that, I really didn't care for it. I was expecting them to come out of this thing with a safety or some more help on the back end. So yeah, for me, it's just a C.
See, all right, Jay, same question, man.
Yeah, C. I like Ty Felton, deep threat. Other than that, I'm okay with the rest of them. Nothing special.
Okay.
We didn't. Let's go back. We didn't say which team out of the AFC North won.
Okay.
Who do you think had the best draft out of them?
From the AFC North, I'm gonna have to go with
What was it?
Sheesh, because
Or Cleveland.
Cleveland for me.
Yeah.
That's Cleveland.
I would
me,
have to
for
say
sure.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
yeah, because the first three picks are really solid. Man.
Yeah.
I guess for the NFC North, I'll have to go with the Bears.
Yeah.
I'll pick
Bears
the
for
Bears.
me.
Yeah.
Chicago won that one.
I got it.
Okay. All right, so now we're gonna keep up with that towards the end of the rest of them. All right, cool. Now let's go to the NFC South, and let's start off with Atlanta Falcons. All right, Falcons. Their grade is a A minus. DC, you agree with that?
That's right. That's good for me. That's spot on right
Yep.
there. The first two picks, I love them, but I didn't like that they had to come back in to get Pierce. I think they didn't have to. I don't think they had to come that far up to get him. I think they could have waited a little bit longer. But the A is good. The A is good. They got their bookends, so they look like they're ready to move forward on the defensive side, which was atrocious last year.
Okay. All right, Jay. Same question to you, man.
B plus for me. Jalen Walker. They did not think he was going to be there, or this pick would have been James Pierce Jr. So what they did was they say, "Hey, we got a gift in Jalen Walker. Now let's go earn James Pierce Jr." The problem is they gave up their first next year, and knowing the Falcons, that'll be a top 10 pick that they just gave up next year. Xavier Watts is a really underrated safety. I really like that. They didn't really have a lot of picks,
Right.
so B minus is good for me.
Okay. All right, now on to the next team, Carolina Panthers. They're graded at A plus. DC, you agree with that?
Carolina. Yes. Yeah. I just would have liked for them to get some secondary help, but yeah, I'd give them. Yeah, that's a good enough grade for me. I didn't mind the scoring pick either, and the kid out of Ole Miss. So they got them two edges to go along with Derrick Brown in the middle. So the front should be pretty good this coming up season.
Okay. Jay, how about you, man?
I give him an A. Ted McMillan, they stole that from the Cowboys. Nick Scorton. Now that Nick Scorton lost that weight because he was playing at 280, I don't know why Texas A&M wanted him to beef up so much, but now he's back to his pre-Texas A&M days where he's probably going to be a little bit quicker, better movement, so he'll get to the quarterback a little bit easier. Princely Mielin, I like that. I didn't really like the Trevor Etienne pick. There are better running backs on the board, but overall, I'm gonna go with a B plus for them. Ted McMillan, Nick Scorton, Princely, those are all good ones. I like that what they did.
All right, on to the Saints, man. Their grade a C plus. DC, you agree with that?
I'm gonna give him. I think I'm gonna give him a D, Fredo.
Ooh.
That Tyler Shaw pick, that right there just ruined it, man. And I wasn't really expecting him to take Kelvin Banks in the top 10 either. So yeah, for me, that's gonna be like a C, man.
Jay, how about you, man? Are you gonna get on low grade like DC did right now?
Let me look at it. Oh yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Same grade for me. Kelvin Banks Jr. They need an OT. I got you. Tyler Shaw. Don't see that being the pick at 40.
Right.
Ooh. And then the rest of them, I like Devin Neal pick. That was the other pick that I liked. He's a really tough running back. A lot of people said he may be like a Kareem Hunt. Danny Stutzman, undersized linebacker from Oklahoma. I don't love it.
All right, next team, the Buccaneers, man. So the Buccaneers right here, they're graded a B plus. I was kind of surprised on this one that they took I can't even pronounce
Emeka Ibuka.
and Buka. I'm surprised they took him at 19. So if it was, let me ask you a question. This question to you, Jay. If who would you take, Buka or Golden? Right there.
I take Golden.
You take Golden?
Yeah.
So were you surprised? Well, like I know during the draft we were surprised that they even took a wide receiver.
Yes.
To be honest with y'all, and yeah. So DC, question to you: a B plus. Do you agree with that?
It's a C for me. The problem is Ibuka. Why would you do that? They could have got somebody other than that, man. You already got that receiver on your team.
2 receivers.
Yeah, you didn't need that. And then, even though the last pick, Tez Johnson, I know you still could have done something better. There had to be some receiver that went undrafted that you could have went out there. Hell, even if you took a fly on Isaiah Bond with everything he got hanging over his head, you know, it's a 7th-round pick. You could have just threw it away. But, no, I didn't care for that. They got a C for me, man.
Okay. Jay, how about you, man?
I'll give them a B because I do like the players that they got. I like Ibuka. I like Morrison. Morrison would have been a first rounder if he wasn't a chronic injury guy.
Yeah.
They said he got 2 hip injuries as a young man. That's
a lot.
That's not good. Tez Johnson, that was a head scratcher too. I just don't why. Maybe they want him to return kicks.
I guess.
Elijah Roberts from SMU. I like that pick too. So B.
B. All right. So now we go to grade this division. Who won the NFC South? I say the Falcons did.
I'll give it to the Falcons.
I think Carolina. I like Carolina.
Like Carolina?
Yes. With Ted McMillan, man.
Okay.
It's going to help out the quarterback a whole lot.
Yeah. All right. So now let's move on to the NFC South, man. So let's start off with my team right here with the Texans. They're graded a B, solid B. Overall, what do I think about this draft grade? Me personally, I was thinking a B plus. The only thing that I'm not giving it an A or A minus is because they didn't address the offensive line as much as I thought they would. They addressed it within the 2nd round, but by then already I get it. You know, I heard the Texans were trying to move up to certain spots in the 1st round. I don't know to get who or what. I guess the value they didn't want to overpay for it, which I get that.
They called the Cowboys to move up to 12. And then they undersold the pick, so they didn't want to give up everything that the Cowboys wanted. Then the Cowboys called back with a counter, and then the deal fell apart.
Yeah. So they were trying to move up there, and much respect. And I'm gonna tell you the picks I like. I like the Higgins pick. Of course, I like the Estrie pick, the offensive lineman from Minnesota. I like him. Now, this is the part that I'm kind of scratching my head. We got a cornerback from USC, Jalen Smith. Our secondary is pretty much locked up right now. I didn't feel like we needed secondary help by the 3rd round. So that was a head scratcher right there. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying we could have waited. But I guess they were picking best player available at that time. I'm assuming. And here's another one that I kind of had to scratch my head. Jalen Reed from Penn State. Once again, I think our secondary is top notch right now. I wish we would have got a defensive lineman within the 3rd and 4th round, which we didn't. That's the only thing. Our D lineman and offensive line, I feel like it didn't improve as much. So that's why I give it a B minus. Yep. DC?
I'll give him a B. I'm with you, Fredo, with the Jalen Smith and the Jalen Reed. I didn't get those picks either. My other one thing, I feel like the Noel pick was a reach. I would have liked to see y'all get an interior lineman there, a guard or something right there, because that's definitely gonna need some help in the middle for me. But Noel, he's a nice player, but I probably wouldn't have taken him that early for me.
Noel.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay, how about you, man?
I'll give it an A.
You with that?
I break it down because so Jaden Higgins, everybody comped him to the guy y'all got right now,
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. They comped him to Nico Collins, so he's a good running mate. Ariante Ursery, you needed a OT to fill the need.
And he's a true left tackle, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did some more research on him. He's a athletic left tackle. He's not the greatest, of course, because he would have won in the first round, but he's got development traits. Jalen Noel, I like the pick. I'm kind of scratching my head at why they went so wide receiver heavy this whole
Oh, you don't know?
offseason.
Because our wide receivers always get hurt.
I guess so.
Hey, Nico Collins have not played a full season. Tank Dell, that poor little guy.
Yeah.
Well, man, we don't even know he's even gonna come back. And Stephon Diggs is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I get it, man. But man, I would say offensive line first and D line second.
I like that they paired them up. They're college teammates, so I do like that they paired them up. I don't see enough balls in this offense to go to them because they still want to run the ball.
Yep.
So it was just a little head scratching going back to back Iowa State wide receivers. The pick that I liked, Woody Marks. I went back and looked at this cat. He looks like a starting NFL running back. Low to the ground, shifty. He does those little. He'll get a crease and he'll do that little move to make a defender miss, and then keep going without losing speed. Problem with him is he doesn't have his top gear isn't there. He's not going to break away, but he'll get the 6-yard runs, 7-yard runs. He looks like if you need him to, he'll start an NFL game. So I like that pick, Woody Marks out of USC. Yeah, go ahead.
I think when the season starts, he will be the backup.
Yeah.
He'll be backing up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. On to the next team, man. The Indianapolis Colts. They're graded a B+. All right, so DC, do you agree with this grade?
No, I can't put no plus on. I give him a B. They should have been the one that drafted Shedeur Sanders. They had a chance.
Yes.
They drafted Riley Leonard. They drafted like they don't have a quarterback problem. I don't know what's going on. You got Daniel Jones there. No, you should have went. You should have took Shedeur before Cleveland did. Then you'd have been better off. But no, I can't give him no B+. I give a B. I like the tight end, but I would have rather seen him get Shedeur in like the 4th round or something like that.
Yeah.
Man.
And like imagine him and his brother, going at it. That would have been good TV right there, man. Jay?
I'll keep it at B+. The Tyler Warren pick is exactly what they needed to help out their struggling quarterbacks. The JT Tuimoloau, that's a really good pick, especially if you pair him with Liatu Latu. They're a really good combination. So I like the fit for them. DJ Giddings, I don't know why he dropped this low. To me, he was a 4th rounder or a 3rd round running back. He may have medicals. That's the only thing I can think. Again, you said it, Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
If you're going to get a quarterback, why don't you get Shedeur? That
Guy on your team, he's a running quarterback.
Yes. and for me, I believe that this is one of the teams where the owner said no. We don't want him. Because if you look now, Shedeur is the 3rd highest selling jersey in
Just like that.
out of the draft. It's Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. But I think the owner said, "Nah, we're not going to play with this." But I liked those, especially the Warren pick, the JTT pick, and the Giddings pick. B+ for me.
Okay. All right, on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a B+. DC, do you agree with that?
I'm gonna give him a B. I don't mind Travis Hunter, but next year what you gave up, you gave a first round of next year, and your team may be back here again. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no,
I
they
think that's
will.
going to be a valuable pick that you gave up, similar to what the Falcons did, man. Yeah, I like the first overall pick. That was fine, but what you had to give up, I didn't look like that at all. So yeah, I give him a B, man.
Yeah. Jay?
I give him an A-. Travis Hunter is exciting. The problem is I don't know if they know how they're going to use him yet. The other pick I liked, the two running backs, Bayshaw Tootin. I was hoping he would drop one more round because that's who the Cowboys wanted. Also, dude's a 4.3 running back. Man, he's a outstanding running back. LaQuint Allen from Syracuse, I liked him a lot too. Jack Kaiser, it's an okay pick. I'll keep it at A-. I like the Wyatt Milam, West Virginia guard. I like that pick also, so A-.
Okay.
I'm a crowded running back room with Tank Bigsby and ATN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure some stuff out.
Yeah. All right, on to the next team right here, man. To DC's the first round pick right here. The Tennessee Titans got a grade of a solid A. DC, do you agree with that?
That's fine because we addressed every position that we needed. We actually addressed it, and I think my favorite pick out of this going to end up being the safety out of Penn State,
Penn State. Kevin
Winston
Wa-
Jr. So yeah, I don't mind the grade at all because like I said, we adjusted. We got every pick that we needed, every position we addressed it. So I'm good with that.
Okay. Jay.
A+.
A+?
This is the winner of the AFC South for me. You get your quarterback, you get a edge defender. Like DC said, Kevin Winston Jr. is an underrated safety. Chimere DK, again, he was a sleeper wide receiver, big slot player, really good speed. But then you get Alec Ayaminor, who is an outside weapon. And if he can polish himself into what he could, like if he could top out his talents, that could be a steal. He could be their number one receiver in a couple of years. That guy, I liked him a lot better than a fourth round pick. I thought about seeing him in the third or second in sometimes because if you watch the game against Travis Hunter,
Yes,
he whooped the dog bleep out of Travis Hunter.
200-some yards.
200, yeah. And then he was catching everything. The problem is, it seems like in the other games he wasn't catching as much. He had drop issues.
Right.
If he get on that jugs machine, get your strength and conditioning up, maybe you improve your 40 time a little bit just by being in the strength room enough. He could be their number one receiver down the line.
There you go. All right, replacing the AJ Brown. All right, so this grade. Within this division, Jay Reed said that
Tennessee.
Tennessee has it. I might agree with that. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yep, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
The whole table agrees.
And
Tennessee.
I didn't even bring up the Gunnar Helm pick. That was a good pick too. Yeah.
From where they got him at,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next. Now we're going to the West, to the NFC West.
West Side.
So let's start off with them birds over there in Arizona, man. So their grade is an A+. DC, do you agree with that, man?
You know what? I'll give them an A. They got like they just played one side of the ball. I mean, they went straight to defense. I know the defense was bad last year.
Well, the
and they
coach's
got,
defense.
Yeah. And he may be coaching for his job this year. So, but yeah, I know he's a defensive coach, but I like Jordan Burch. I like that pick out of all of them. And of course, Will Johnson slid to him, and he made sure he went out there to get enough people that can get pressure on the quarterback to cover for Will Johnson's slowness, evidently.
Yeah.
But that great. That's fine. That's good.
It's funny you said that, DC. I'm right here looking at the notes. He only drafted one offensive player that's a guard from
That's it.
Texas.
Yep.
That's
Everything else was defense. All right, Jay, what are your thoughts on the Arizona?
I give him a B+. Walter Nolan, Will Johnson. That's the class basically. Anything else they get is a cherry on top. Denzel Burke, Ohio State. I like that one. And like you said, they only got one offensive player, which is crazy. So I'm trying to remember what their wide receiver room looks like. Marvin Harrison
Marvin
and
Harrison.
And then they got that one kid, man. I forgot his name.
yeah,
He was the number 2, but he was a rookie last year.
yeah. So but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the Rams, man. Their grade is a B plus. DC, do you agree with that?
The Rams?
Yep.
Man. I'm about to give him I'll give him a B. I didn't mind the Terrence Ferguson pick, but outside of that, man, didn't nothing really. I figured they were gonna go get some secondary help, and they really didn't go out and do that. So maybe they're gonna end up trading with the Dolphins for their cornerback. But yeah, I give him about a B, man.
Okay. How about you, Jay?
B. Yeah, solid B.
Solid B. Okay.
Terrence Ferguson. I like Jaquiz Hunter. I didn't like him that early. I like Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker. B.
Okay. This is the lowest grade I've seen so far, man. San Francisco 49ers, they got a D, according to PFF. DC, do you agree with that?
Wheels falling off that thing, man. Wheels falling off that thing. It looked like maybe Robert Saleh was making the picks in this one. Because once again, they went heavy on the defense first. Michael Williams, which is the guy that I liked a lot. I didn't mind Alfred Collins at defensive tackle. So
Nice.
they definitely going to show up the defense on that side. So, yeah, they gave him a D.
A D.
Maybe a D plus.
Y'all are tough. Man, I'm gonna give him a C, a even C, because Mikael Williams, if he develops, he's gonna be a monster. Alfred Collins already a good, especially run defender. Jordan James, they're gonna hit with their running back, but outside of that, what I say? Yeah, give him a C. I'm gonna give.
Yeah, no, you said a C plus.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep it at C plus.
Yeah, you said
because
C.
Alfred Collins, Michael Williams, and Jordan James are good enough.
Okay. All right, on to the last one right here within this division, the Seattle Seahawks. They got a grade of an A. DC, do you agree with that?
This is I do agree with it. This is going to be the one to win for me out of this division. The tight end, I didn't mind him either. Milroe, that right there.
From Miami.
I'm glad they picked up Milroe, man. I like that a lot. You get a chance to sit back a couple of years and then get his start. Yeah, so I give him that. A is good.
Yeah. Jay?
Yeah, I agree. A, Gray Zabel, they needed that. Nicky Ward, they bring him back to Legion of Boom. Tight end Elijah Arroyo, they said they thought he was a number first round pick. Jalen Miro come in and do some Taysom Hill things. Torrey Horton, yeah, they just kept hitting. Damian Martinez,
yeah.
Golly, they
That's the
just
running back, right?
yeah, the running back from Miami. I don't know why the Cowboys passed on him. To me, he's a better player than the guy they got, but they just kept hitting. Riley Mills, Notre Dame, like again, like DC said, this is the winner of their division.
I agree with that also. All right, on to the other team from the West, from the AFC West now. We're jumping into that. We got the Broncos. Their grade is a solid B. DC, do you agree with that, man?
Let me see.
They got that.
Yeah, okay,
corner.
yeah. I'll give them a B plus, man. I actually like the R.J. Harvey pick for them. Of course, Barron, they knocked that out the park with that. They solidified in that secondary, but yeah, that's great. I'm gonna give them. But R.J. Harvey to me was the favorite pick out of them.
Yeah. All right, Jay.
I'll give him a B minus. The Pat Bryant, that was a reach for me. There were better receivers on the board other than Pat Bryant. R.J. Harvey, that was another reach, but I like the player. And Jahdae Barron, they just sticked and picked. So that's the best pick that they got. B minus.
B minus. All right. Now let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Their grade's a solid A. To me, I feel like they got a steal, but within the first round. But can they handle his off the field issues. DC, do you agree with that? A, solid A with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I give him a B plus. Of course, the tackle that was a great pick. I didn't mind the tackle from Tennessee, but I think my favorite pick gonna be Jalen Royals, the wide receiver out of Utah State. So, yeah, I think they got to steal with that guy right there.
Yeah. All right, Jay.
This is going to be my winner. This is an A. Josh Simmons, the Texans legitimately should have just stuck and picked him. His knee, all reports is going to be fine. Omar Norman Lott, pair him with Chris Jones, that's going to be some nasty. But my favorite pick is the 7th round running back, Brashard Smith. This dude was a converted wide receiver. Do you know what Andy Reid is going to do with this cat? In screen game, in the red zone.
This is the Tyreek Hill, is what you're saying.
Well, no, this is what was the running back they got? The other running back, the little scat back they got.
Oh, you talking about the one that got hurt?
Yeah, he was always getting hurt. Anyway, in the red zone, he's going to be a dangerous weapon. And use him on screens, jet sweeps, all that kind of stuff. And then Jalen Royals on top of that. He shouldn't have fallen that far. I think he's going to be a real help. So, A.
Okay. On to the next team, the Las Vegas Raiders. They got graded with a solid A. DC, do you agree with that?
I like the running back pick, of course. I'm just going down through here. They gave him what they give him?
A. Solid A.
I'm gonna probably give him a B, but I don't mind the Jack Beck. But I was hoping they would have beefed up the offensive line. You got the running back, but you got to make sure you got a legit offensive line to put him behind him, because we know how good he is, but you still got to have somebody that can block for him. I was hoping they go a little bit offensive line heavier.
Yeah. All right. Jay, how about you, man?
A minus.
A minus.
Ashton Genty, Jack Bish, Charles Grant. I like that one. Dante Thornton, that was a good pick. Out of Tennessee, he's gonna have to develop, but A minus. The head scratcher for me was Tommy Millott, the Montana State quarterback. They're gonna convert him into a slot receiver, and you know who the owner is? One of the owners, Tom Brady. So in Tom Brady's mind, he sees Julian Edelman out of that cat. And good luck with that. Y'all have fun trying to make that happen. But A minus.
A minus. All right. On to the next team, man. The Los Angeles Chargers. They got graded a B plus. DC, you agree with that?
I give him a B. I like the Marion, but I think I like the Trey Harris pick a little bit more than that. But I'm ticked off because they had a chance to get like Golden to somebody else earlier. They should have went out there and done that. But yeah, I give him a B, man.
Okay. All right. How about you, Jay?
B plus.
B plus.
The first two picks of Marion Hampton, Trey Harris, I do like those. I like the fit. I like that Kyle Kennard pick also. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. So we did the North, we did the South, we just got done with the West. Now we're doing the East. So let's start off with
Chiefs is won that one for me.
Oh, Chiefs.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Chiefs won that division.
Chief. Yeah. I agree with that. So now we go to the East, and let's start with the AFC, man. The Bills, they got graded A minus. DC, do you agree with that?
Buffalo A minus. Let me see.
So yeah, they got that corner in the first round from Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, and they got that D tackle, GC Sanders, which I like that pick right there.
I like Harrison because they needed that. They needed that help, and of course they did need defensive help. Period. It looked like that's what they intended on doing. Yeah, that grade's fine with me.
Yeah,
that's fine with me.
Okay. How about you, Jay?
B minus.
B minus.
Harrison is a good pick. TJ Sanders, good pick. Nothing. They're not hitting home runs with these to me. Harrison, I like him. I don't know if I like him in Buffalo. He's a little small to me, smallish. but still a good pick. Deion Walker, if he hits, he'll be a home run, but he's so up and down, hot and cold that nobody's gonna know what they get out of him. B minus.
B minus?
Yeah.
All right. On to the Dolphins, man. They're graded a B, solid B. DC, you agree with that?
I like the first pick, Grant. I was gonna like him no matter where he went. I'd give him a B minus. That's what the rest of it I'm looking at now. The Ollie Gordon, I guess that's gonna be their new Thunder and Lightning. Where they change and they sixth round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jay, how about you, man?
B minus is
B minus.
good. Kendrick Grant is he's a really good DT, and they needed DTs, so they filled that need. Quinn Ewers is a puzzling pick. I don't know if he ever starts a game in the NFL. Just going back and watching Texas game, that ball is soft. Man, it's pillow soft throws down the field and so much arc. And then Jonah from Zona, I like that pick, but not that high. Thought he was a third rounder. But they only had first, second round, and then fifth, sixth, seventh. So they skipped 2 rounds. So they did good for what they had.
Yeah. Okay. On to the New England Patriots. Their grade A solid. DC, you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Travion Henderson. Yes. That's the pick right there. Of course, you got the other receiver I would like to get, Kyle Williams. So this is one of the teams I'm expecting to make big strides this coming up here. Yeah. That's definitely. And I'm telling you right now, they won it for me. They won that division for me.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Jay?
A plus. They made their team way more explosive with Will Campbell, good, not great offensive tackle prospect, Trayvon Henderson, who was the second running back in the draft for me. I don't know why Cleveland passed on him, but gave him right to New England. Kyle Williams is a separation monster. And then think about Kyle Williams, Stephon Diggs paired together. That's a nice pairing. Craig Woodson, the safety out of California, is an underrated pick also. So they just kept they hit everything. They even got a long snapper.
Yeah.
All right.
So I agree. This is gonna be my winner.
Okay. All right. On to the next one. We have the Jets. They're graded a B plus. DC, do you agree with that?
I give them a B. Of course, I love the tackle that they got early, for sure. I just don't know what Mason Taylor is going to turn out to be. I know they needed a tight end, but I don't think it's necessarily that they had to go and get him right there where they got him at. And I don't mind the cornerback from Florida State either. So, yeah.
Okay. Jay?
I give them a B plus. Mimbu, really good pick. That's exactly what they needed. Their offensive line is going to be pretty good.
Yes.
Mason Taylor, I like his potential. I think they could have got other players to help be more explosive, but I like his potential. They wanted I figured they wanted Tyler Warren or Loveland, but I guess they settled for Taylor, which is okay. Azariah Thomas, I wish he was faster, but when it comes to different coverages, I like him a lot. So solid B plus.
Okay. All right. So overall, y'all said that the Patriots won that division, right?
Yeah.
All right. I agree with you on that one as well. Now let's go to the last 4 teams. So we go talk about the NFC East, and let's start off with Jerron's Cowboys. Man, they got graded at F. Just kidding.
I was about to say, hold on. Whoa. What are we doing here?
No, just kidding. All right. So the Dallas Cowboys got a solid grade, man. A plus. I'm gonna start off with DC. DC, you agree with that?
Yes, it's definitely an A for sure. It wasn't a sexy pick, but Booker is gonna work out fine in Dallas. It'll be good, yeah. And the cornerback Ravel Jr., I think he's gonna be a nice guy for them also. Yeah, so I'll give him an A. And of course they got my boy Blue. We'll see how this gonna work out.
Yep, that was a good one right there. I know you're excited, Jay. So tell us, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna break it down. So everybody knows I was pissed off at the Tyler Booker pick originally.
We got footage of that.
Yeah, I was not that happy with the pick. Then I come to find out it looks like who the Texans were coming to get. So a lot of people were like, yeah, take Booker, but later. He wasn't going to be there.
No, he wasn't.
So you had to take him there. I watched this film. The thing about him is he's not a great athlete, but he doesn't collapse the pocket. Like, the dude is strong as an ox, and he pushes grown men, and he doesn't get pushed back. So that's going to keep the pocket cohesive. And you got Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and those are all powerful interior guys. See what they're trying to do there. My favorite pick is Donovan Izaraku. The dude has 30 sacks in college. Like, that's almost unheard of. He has 16 and a half sacks this year playing against real competition, and put him on the other side of Micah Parsons on pass rushing downs, paired him with Sam Williams, Dante Fowler. I like that as a pass rushing duo. Savon Revel, I like him a lot. He was a first round pick. So their first three picks were all graded as first rounders in a lot of people's eyes. Jaden Blue, I like the pick. I wish they would have got a workhorse. He's not a workhorse. He's a explosive field flipper, right? So you give him a carry, it might go for 2 yards, or it might go for 50 yards, and or it might go 70 yards, because if he gets a crease, he is gone. Shamar James, I didn't really like that pick. I like the Johnny Cornelius pick, but another sleeper pick is Phil Maffa. I didn't know anything about the dude until I went back. He is number 7 on Clemson. The dude is going to be there. Who's the running back for Arizona?
Edwards?
No, man, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah.
But they're starting running back. He played
James Conner?
James Conner. He's going to be there,
yeah.
James Conner. He's going to be their tough, physical inside runner who's not overly fast, but if you give him a crease, he's going to fall forward for 8 yards. So I liked everything. I'm going to give him a solid A.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. So next team right here, we got, let's go with, let me see. Did the Cowboys? My bad, man. Like, I was so excited to talk about the Cowboys.
Shouldn't we all be?
Yeah. All right. Let's go to, what's the next team? Let's go with the Giants.
Yeah.
All right. Giants got a grade of an A-. DC, do you agree with that?
No, I can't. The whole Jackson Dart thing for me, it just threw the whole draft out. They could have done something different with it. I guess they really loved him. I don't get it. I don't know what they gonna get out of him from what I've seen on the tape. I think what they give him, A what?
A-.
I give him. I got to drop him down to at least a B plus. I don't mind the Scatterboo pick at running back. They gonna need somebody when it's nice and cold up there to handle the ball. So yeah, I give him a B plus, man.
Okay. Jay?
I give him an A-.
Okay.
It was handed to them with Abdul Carter, so I can't give them too much credit for that. It's like, who else they gonna pick? Abdul Carter, really good pick. Darius Alexander is an underrated pick. I like that. Him and Cam Scatterboo in the 3rd and 4th round, those are probably their 2 best picks. The Jackson Dart thing, I hope it doesn't work out. He's just I don't know what they saw in him to think that he could come in and be the starter, but he can sit on the bench and learn. Maybe down the line he can be something. But Darius Alexander, Cam Scatterboo, those are really good picks. That's going to make them a lot tougher. They're a tougher team today than they were before the draft.
Okay. On to the Eagles, man. The Eagles got a grade of a solid A. DC, you agree with that?
How can you buy a person someone they already got everything, man? They based on the roster they already have, but that Jihad Campbell, man, I just every time I look at that, rich getting richer. Yeah. So I got to give it to them. Yeah. Hey,
Hey.
I do, because they're just gonna fit right in what they got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jay?
I give him A. I'm very angry at the Jihad Campbell pick. They already got Zach Bond. Now you pair them with Jihad Campbell, and that the linebackers gonna be flying around. You got their front four, then you got the set. It's nasty. Then they come back and they get Andrew Makuba, which is a weird fit for them. He's gonna be their Chauncey Gardner-Johnson now, but
A younger version.
but the ball just finds him. Like, he gets interceptions left and right. Another one I liked, Ty Robinson, just more help on the inside. Got him in the 4th round. I give him an A, unfortunately. So I wish they would have fell off this draft, but it doesn't look like they quite fallen off.
No. All right, on to the Commanders, man. Their grade is a B plus. DC, do you agree with that?
I give them a B, but I did like the Trey Amos pick.
Yeah.
A whole lot. They got something that they really needed.
Yeah.
Don't know much about the Jalen Lane cat, but they did get some wide receiver help. So yeah, I give them that.
Okay,
Solid B for me.
solid B.
Trey Amos is the one. Trey Amos fits perfect for DC and for DQ Dan Quinn and his defense. Connerly, they needed a tackle. Other than that, they're cool. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is a good value pick at a running back. He got hurt last year, but he was pretty good before that. But the one is Trey Amos. He does exactly everything he wants. He's Trayvon Diggs plus to me.
Gotcha. So the question is to the table: who won on this division, man? DC, I'm gonna kick it off with you.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, because I think Tyler Booker may be the best player drafted out of this division, this draft right here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think they may got the best player in the division.
Jay?
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys also. I love their plan. They just kept picking good players, and like you said, I think Tyler Booker could be a Pro Bowler this year, and he was much more wanted than everybody else knows.
Okay. For me, it's the Eagles, man. I like the Eagles picks. It's more luxury for them.
Yes.
When you pick last in the draft, especially in the first round, man, it's more luxury, and I feel like they're just getting better now.
Yeah, Jihad Campbell, man.
Yeah.
I really hope your shoulder isn't that great for the season. Or he wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for the shoulder. He would have been. He should have went to Tampa Bay, but I guess Emeka Ibuka was their guy. But
That's the guy, man.
Jihad Campbell, go, man. You should not be a Philadelphia
It
Eagle.
was just like 4 picks later, the kid out of UCLA, the linebacker.
Swear,
He was right after him.
Yep.
So, yeah. I thought the separation between them was going to be a lot greater than it was.
Yeah.
Evidently it wasn't, but with Campbell, man, with that, him and the other linebacker gonna just run free. Your guards never get to pull and touch them. They just because the front four is gonna just them guys gonna be all over the field,
just teeing off on cats.
all over the field, man.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. So y'all want to jump to some news or anything? We got any news to talk about?
No real news that I've seen. Only thing, it's a little couple signings here and there, but nothing special. We're still waiting on the Aaron Rodgers news.
Yep.
We're still waiting on little things like that. But other than that, everybody's just rested now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm worried about what Kirk Cousins is gonna do. Atlanta really can't just go into the season like this. How you do that? You got that man sitting on the bench paying him that kind of money. You got to do something, man.
Talking about the definition of easy money, bro.
Oh my goodness,
That's a definition of easy money.
exactly what that is. Man. Must be nice.
So we saw that Robert Woods got signed to the Steelers.
Deontay Johnson was signed to the Browns.
What?
Oh, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
That's such a Browns thing to do.
goodness.
Man, bro. That's what players go to
goodness.
die, man. Jesus, man.
So out of that Browns quarterback room, who you think getting cut?
Deshaun Watson. Nah,
They would if they could.
They would if they could. Believe me. I like
You got Flacco, you got Kenny Pickett.
I don't know if Flacco is going to make it.
Okay. Yeah.
Flacco was a safety net.
Mm-hmm.
Then they added three more quarterbacks.
You think Gabriel make this roster?
Gabriel doesn't make the roster.
Okay.
But I don't think Shador does either.
Okay.
So the bad part is they brought him in, but they're hurting their team if they keep all these quarterbacks because they're gonna have to cut somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, are you gonna cut your third round pick and have him in the air? So another quarterback needy team, the Colts.
Yeah.
Let's see somebody gets hurt and let's say Anthony Richardson gets hurt in preseason. I'm gonna just get your guy that your third round pick or your fifth round pick. That's mine now.
That's right.
So they're messing all the way up.
Man, y'all heard that the Commanders are talking about doing a new stadium. Apparently, it's the old stadium, the one
back to DC.
Yeah, going back to DC.
On top of RFK.
Yeah, yep. So they're planning on doing that, and the Commanders are considering putting $3 billion up, and approximately DC is going to cover not UDC but the capital of DC.
All you gotta do is ask.
Yep.
I was about to say, you got it like that?
They could put up $800 million. The fact that the Commanders are putting most of that money, Jesus, man.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Team putting up most of the money, not putting it on the taxpayers.
Especially when you got a bunch of investors in that, man. Come on, y'all got the money.
He got
man.
money. He owns the Sixers too. So
Yeah, he got
money.
plenty.
He on the hockey team, if I'm not mistaken.
He got plenty of money,
Yeah.
and I like that they're going back to the
Yes.
RFK site.
Yeah.
The one that they're at now, that's the worst stadium in the
trash stadium, I
league.
heard.
So
I
they've
never-
got sewage coming out of their pipes.
Jesus, man. Feel sorry for that. And like I've heard, especially the Cowboys, they say that they hate going to that stadium.
Yeah.
If you, like condition wise, it's not the fans because it's more Cowboys fans than than Commanders. Well, it used to be.
Well, it used to be. Now
Not-
now it's gonna flip.
Yep.
But y'all remember when? Jalen Hurts. He was in Washington, and Jalen Hurts went out to the stands. He was signing autographs for Philly fans, and the whole side of the wall collapsed.
Yes, yeah. I
You remember
now.
that?
Yeah.
That's how trash that stadium is. So for him to put up $3 billion is good.
Yeah, he ready to get out that dump too.
Hey, so back to Shador Sanders, man. Like, I really don't want to bash on the brother, man, but y'all heard that he got prank called?
Yes.
I don't know how many times, but like it got to the point that like he didn't want to pick up his phone. I was like, man, like y'all need to chill with that shit, man. It's like already bad enough he didn't get drafted by the second round. Man.
Tyler Warren got prank called also.
From Alabama?
Tyler Warren, Penn State.
Oh, Penn State.
Like Shador wasn't the only one.
No.
They were
no.
prank called. It was like 4 or 5 players who got prank called.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, y'all are some a-holes.
Man, but my thing is, how the hell you get these numbers though?
The guy who prank called Shador was the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator.
Oh, that's
so
fucked
the
up,
Falcons
bro.
defensive coordinator had his iPad.
Ulbrich.
He had his iPad open on the counter, and his son came around and scrolled through.
Dude.
Why does the defensive coordinator have Shador Sanders' phone number? I don't know, but somehow, some way, and then he filmed it.
Stupid.
He filmed it and put it out like a jackass.
Stupid.
And so stick with Shador. He went clubbing after he got drafted by the Browns. Bro, that's nothing to celebrate, dog. I don't know. Is it a me thing, bro? I mean, you projected to go number one. The fact that you got drafted in the 5th round.
I'm ready for the season to get started. I'm ready to see how this is gonna go through. Maybe Hard Knocks need to be there. I want to see what this is going to look like.
Yeah.
See what he looks like in training camp and everything else. Yeah.
I mean, the spotlight's gonna be on him. Go ahead, Jay.
I can't wait for rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
For him to be side to side with Dylan Gabriel, and they're gonna say Dylan Gabriel has the better arm, but Shador is completing all the passes. That's what I can't wait. I can't wait. Like you said, they need to be on Hard Knocks.
I wanna
They
see
better
this.
be on Hard Knocks.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Anything else?
Yeah.
No.
I think that's good.
All right, Steven.
man.
Let's wrap it up, man. Man, thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast. Like always, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, share this channel to your friends and families out there that is a big fan of football. Please introduce them to this channel. Until then, we'll be back on Monday. Until then, peace, take care, and be safe out there, guys.
Peace out.
Later.
Thank you.